Good evening, my fellow bookworms. It is Sunday, June 14th, and it's been a minute since we've met. But here's another shout out to a fellow author. He released this book in 2017. I read it in Kindle format, but I took the liberty of buying it in paperback. Actually, I know the author very well. He's a good friend of mine. Here he is in the back, right here. He and I went to church together, and we served in our weekly community outreach. We led the community outreach together. And like my book, his book is small, but it's a very lively read. It's a very lively read. He, like me, is a word nerd, and we kid each other about that. That's a writer's joke. We like to play with words. He also, like me in my book, makes many biblical references, and he imparts his own wisdom to help us get through disappointments in life. One of Mr. Wade's many pearls of wisdom in this book, he was paraphrasing a song that a music group was doing. I think it was called Shadows and Sunshine or something like that. He was basically paraphrasing their song that said, "You wouldn't know how to identify bad unless you were actually used to something good." This is a pearl of wisdom that has resonated with me, and I've seen that in my own life. So I take Mr. Wade's pearl of wisdom into my book. In chapter 2 of my book, Between Two Worlds, I discuss John chapter 2, the tension between Jesus' divinity, where he turns water into wine, and his humanity, where he, out of anger and grief, because the temple was being turned into basically a swap meet in order to earn entrance into God's temple and worship. But anyway, Jesus got angry and he turned over the tables. And in this part where I'm talking about it's the righteous anger that results in turning over the tables, I talk about my own experience with disability. I experienced a good thing when I was in college, and despite my disability, I lived a life where it wasn't even discussed or thought about. I did well because all the accommodations were there, and I was able to thrive. And then I experienced the contrast of the bad, where I was in a situation where I was not welcomed, and my disability was singled out, and I felt alienated. So I think about Mr. Wade's pearl of wisdom here, where I've experienced both bad and good. So here are the books. Here's Mr. Wade's book, Navigating Disappointment. And then this is my book. They're both on Amazon, available in paperback and Kindle formats. Check it out. And also subscribe to my channel, like the video, and follow more content. Thank you.